Hi, I'm Venus O'Hara and welcome to another video. Am I on OnlyFans? This is a question I get asked a lot actually. If you follow me, you'll know that I'm a professional sex toy tester, sex toy designer and reviewer. And many people wonder or ask me if I've got any pictures of me actually using the toys or pictures or videos. And the short answer is no, I'm not on OnlyFans and I do not produce any explicit content of myself using sex toys. However, in this video, I did want to talk about my experience as an erotic model, which was a long time ago, and also what I think about OnlyFans and just thinking about OnlyFans and erotic content in general. Well, actually, some people from OnlyFans actually did reach out to me and try to. They wanted to have a meeting with me to get me on the platform, and I just can't be bothered really. I just don't think my impression of lonely fans. That's a kind of Freudian slip there, but my impression of it is that it's kind of producing maybe more, you can do any kind of content I know, but maybe kind of more explicit content and having a more intimate relationship with the followers who would pay to have that relationship with me. Well, obviously an online kind of connection. And I just can't be bothered with that. It just seems like a lot of maintenance. And that's not really the objective of my work at this moment. I did, however, start my career 12 years ago as an erotic fetish model. I never produced anything intimate or explicit. I never interacted with anyone else in my photos. It was all about artistic nudes and fetishism in particular. And there wasn't that many nudes, to be honest. I was more interested in fetishism as an expression. I was never shaking my ass for the spectator, in other words. For me, when I was, it all started when I actually used to paint nudes for many years, and then I used to love the Venus, the kind of reclining nudes with red hair and white skin. And then when I was in my late 20s, I decided to actually become the Venus kind of thing, and I just really enjoyed the whole process, the experience of being an erotic and fetish model. I felt I was really expressing myself. But what I really did love was fetish modeling that was not explicit. I felt that it was kind of like I wasn't doing anything explicit, but the spectator could interpret my images in many different ways. And I find that's kind of like a more interesting approach to erotic photography than showing everything. I really wasn't interested in showing everything, and it's not really what I'm about. I want to kind of engage the imagination somehow, and it was a massive part of self-expression for me. And I did create my website venusohara.org in the summer of 2009, and it all started with as an artistic project really, and then the writing came after, because I had to write about the images to kind of get the SEO thing going in Google, etc. But now actually the writing has taken over, and it's interesting because I actually created a fetish glossary with 50 fetishes in it, and one fetish that I completely ignored at the beginning was foot fetish, because I just thought my feet were awful. I thought they were wide, they were kind of pink and just not attractive at all. I think my feet were the very opposite of what you would see in a typical foot care product advertisement. But then a few years later, I remember once actually I was walking down the street in the summer, and I always felt very self-conscious when I was buying sandals. And here in Barcelona, with the heat and everything, I just felt my feet were swollen and very pink, etc. And I was just looking at everyone else's feet in the street. I was thinking, everyone's got nicer feet than me. So I was very, very self-conscious. But then I started to take pictures of my feet and put them on Instagram. And I had this massive positive reaction, and I got a lot of support from foot fetishists about my feet, and tickle fetishists in particular. And thanks to those people, I actually started to appreciate my feet and understand that fetishism is not really about conventional beauty. It's about kind of interacting with a spectator almost, and kind of playing with your feet, having wrinkled soles, and especially if you're getting tickled, the kind of reaction from them, and even dirty soles and all different things. So I really went to town with my feet, and then started to produce lots and lots of foot fetish photos for my website. And I also did enjoy doing artistic nudes as well. And I do actually have a members area on my website, which is just basically a place where I showcase most of my erotic photography. And so for me, that's not updated. I haven't updated it now for maybe 2 years. So if you are a member of my website and you're expecting new content, I would advise you to kind of stop your membership, basically, because I just don't really feel that I just have these photos there just to showcase my work. I'm not trying to, it's not my main source of income. It's just an extra kind of bit of pocket money. And what's kind of interesting about it is that the less, I haven't done photos now for several years, and the main reason was because the flat I was living in before this one was really cold. I just couldn't be, and it took a long time to actually take any photos, and I couldn't take any photos comfortably, so I just decided to stop. But it's interesting that the more kind of the more my profile evolves, actually, the more popular my members area has become, because it seems a bit more exotic now, maybe. But I don't really want to get into that kind of dynamic of creating content to kind of get money. I just kind of have it there as a kind of back burner. It's really not what I'm focused on at all. And also, one thing that I feel strongly about is body positivity, and in a kind of, I think my website might be one of the only websites out there that has no Photoshop, because I think I really appreciate female nudes, and especially in art in the past, whereas now we're in an era where Instagram models, all these kind of really people are, you know, going in, having lots of cosmetic surgery, and then they're retouching themselves, and everything. What you're seeing is not really a true representation of humanity, and I'm completely against that. So for me, I do like to I'm proud of the fact that I've got a website with artistic nudes that haven't had any retouching or filters or anything like that. So that's something I really feel strongly about. So it's not about shaking my ass for the spectator at all. It's kind of really, my focus is really on self-expression, really. Yeah. But in terms of OnlyFans, hang on a sec. Oops. OnlyFans and etc. And I know it's grown a lot that since lockdown, etc. And I think, well, if you follow me, you might know that I'm not really a porn consumer or a pro-porn person by any means. However, I do know a lot of people who are in the porn industry, and I do think that for those people who've gone onto kind of platforms like OnlyFans, and they're taking way more kind of control of their own image, I think good for them, you know, because I think in the past a lot of people are kind of maybe relying on professional productions, whereas having more control over your content and your image is definitely a good thing. And also it's also a better economically as well. And I think what the consumers of that content do prefer to have a more intimate connection with those people, with those influencers who are comfortable with sharing explicit or sexual content. So I think that's a great thing for them. However, there is a danger with that. I think there is a misconception that sex sells, and people might be seduced by this lifestyle just to sit at home and take erotic photos or make erotic videos and just put them up there in hoping that they're going to make money from it. But I think you have to. I think authenticity is the most important thing in life in general. And if you're just doing something just to make money, then that's not really a good enough reason to do anything. So I think there is a danger in that as well. So I think it's good for people who've already taken that decision to share their bodies or their explicit art with the world. Then good for them. But for those people who are just thinking, oh, I'm just going to do it for the money, I think that they should be very, very careful, because obviously whatever you do on the internet, it's kind of there forever. And what you want to do now, you've got to think about the future, etc. So I think it's very, people should be very careful. And also in the time that I've been online and creating content about sexuality, I've seen a lot of things happen. I've seen, for example, the boom with 50 Shades of Grey. For example, I wrote a book about BDSM for beginners. And I remember some escorts got in contact with me because they wanted to have a kind of BDSM training, because they wanted to make money from domination or any type of BDSM thing, as opposed to having sex with their clients. But when I actually gave these classes, I could see that they weren't really into the BDSM thing. And it was just a case of, it's not just the kind of like getting dressed up in a corset and wielding a whip. I mean, it's kind of like more of a psychological game, and they just weren't genuinely feeling it. So it wasn't authentic at all. And so that's just kind of set up for failure, really. And also there are lots of people who just think, oh, I'm going to set up an online sex toys shop just to make some easy money. And there is a misconception that sex sells, and it's not true. I think you really have to work hard. And there are lots of obstacles with censorship, and it's not so easy. There's lots of competition as well. So yeah, so that's what my thoughts are on all of these things. But I think it's interesting. It's interesting to see how things are evolving and how things have evolved with the lockdown, etc. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. So yeah, I'm not on OnlyFans, but I do. I might go back to. I probably will take erotic photos at some point in the future, but the objective will not be kind of like, it's not that. For me, it's kind of, I want to maybe be an anti-aging guru, because I'm not into anything. I'm really proud of my natural, healthy lifestyle. I'm not going to be doing any cosmetic enhancements. I'm completely natural, and I'm really passionate about my whole foods, plant-based diet as well. And also someone yesterday got in contact with me to promote some cosmetics, and I looked at the list of ingredients, and there are about 60 ingredients. So yeah, I would like to do more kind of body positivity things in the future as I age and get older, and just prove that you can still be hot, old and natural. Yeah, but it won't be about any kind of MILF or GILF fetish. That's definitely not the objective. But you can never really, no matter what your intention is, you can never control how other people see you. Because even if you think you're not doing something sexy, someone will find it sexy somewhere. So voila. Anyway, I would love to hear your thoughts about this. And yeah, so I hope I've answered the question. Anyway, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. And if you have any suggestions for new videos or questions, don't hesitate to contact me at venusohara.org or on Instagram at venusohara. Thanks for watching.